Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. I thought I would do this once again. So I've got, I wouldn't say a large CD collection, but a medium, maybe 900 CDs or around that. And as I've said before, I don't always get to play all of the CDs that I love in my collection because I'm doing these rankings of certain artists or whatever, and listening to newer albums, of course. And there's just some great albums that kind of sit in my collection, not for a long time, but I would say I have not heard any of these albums in the past year or more. Some of them maybe 2 or 3 years. And it's just fun to, another way to talk about music, and let me know which of these albums you like or have never heard. And I'm going to rank them at the end as an added bonus. So first up, this is the first one I thought of that I have not listened to probably in 3 years or more. And I need to sometime this year because it's fantastic. It is Chris Squire, Fish Out of Water, of course, the great bassist for Yes. This is the deluxe version. Yeah. Hold Out Your Hand. Such a great pop song. If you have not heard that, check that out on any streaming service or YouTube. And Chris Squire has a really nice voice, too. I mean, he's no John Anderson. John Anderson's one of my favorite singers of all time, but still, really nice vocals. And highly recommend you check this out if you haven't. Now, this band, I've got most of their early albums. I would like to get more. I'm missing, well, I'll tell you in a second, but I'm talking about the band Procol Harum and this album Home. The ones I'm missing are Procol's Ninth. I've never heard it. And they're later albums, of course, too. But yeah, I'm just looking them up. So I've got their debut, then Shine On Brightly, A Salty Dog, Home, of course, Broken Barricades, and Grand Hotel. And I would love to get Exotic Birds and Fruit and Procol's Ninth. And then after that, I'm not as I'm not sure about the other albums, like Something Magic I've heard is kind of mediocre, but we'll see. Anyway, this has memories for me from when this was released in the early 70s, 1970, I believe. And one of my older brothers had it, so I would play it. And I wouldn't say I loved it, but I liked it. And I would play it once in a while. And I loved the cover, even though it really has nothing to do with the music inside, because the music inside, there's a lot of talk, some of the songs are about death and everything, so it's not all that uplifting, but fantastic. I especially love Whiskey Train, the opening song with great guitar work by Robin Trower. And I think through the years, I have played this maybe within the last year, maybe 10 months ago, if that. And I think I enjoyed it more than ever. So, yeah, I think it's an underrated Procol Harum album. This band, I've got their box set of all of their albums, and this is a personal favorite. I don't think it really sold that well when it was released in the very early 70s. I think the start of 1970. But I think it's a really varied album, lots of different genres in it. There's soul, there's blues, there's hard rock, and other genres. It is the band The Rascals, and this is called C. And it's from this box set. So if you like pretty heavy rock, believe it or not, the Rascals could really rock. Check out the song C. That's on YouTube or any streaming service. And let me know what you think of it. I've got everything by this artist, all of his studio albums. And I do hope to rank and review his albums. Maybe not this year, but we'll see. And once again, I've played lots of his different albums in the past year, but I just haven't played this in the past year or so, and it's one of his greats. It is Lou Reed, New York. And I understand Lou Reed is not for everybody, but I've always loved his music. He's not the greatest singer, but he's a fantastic songwriter, and I just love the personality in his vocals. These are going to be hard to rank. Next up, I've had this album wanting to play it at night, right? But I've got a few albums, and this has happened probably half a dozen times. I just never get around to listening to it. And I've got all of their early albums, and I haven't played any of them in the past year. And I love them. So I got to listen to the Moody Blues very soon. And probably my favorite album of theirs is In Search of the Lost Chord. I am a fan of Genesis, but after Peter Gabriel left and, of course, Phil Collins took over, it started out very well. I loved that. I loved the first few albums, and then it just got a bit too poppy for me. But no matter what, Genesis were a great band, and Phil Collins, of course. All of the musicians in Genesis are just so talented. But I have not heard a Trick of the Tail in probably a couple of years. And I saw them on this tour. I think it was their first concert with Phil Collins on vocals was in London, Ontario, where Molly lives. And they played in Ottawa. I think it was maybe the 7th show. And I saw the show. And it was fantastic. And so I always have really good memories of this album and, of course, the tour. The first professional rock band I ever saw in concert opening up for King Crimson in Toronto in 1974 was Golden Earring. And I've got a few of their albums, and I love Switch, Moontan, and a couple of their other albums. But I think this is their most underrated one, along with Switch, To the Hilt. And I haven't played this in probably 2 years. And I love it. So, once again, there's just so much great music, right? And you only have so many hours in a day to listen to it, and some albums kind of get ignored. And I feel bad. Next up, I've got the early albums of Elvis Costello, and I love them all. And when this album came out, I kind of liked it, but I kind of didn't, because it was so raw and pretty heavy too, some of it. But I've grown to absolutely love Blood and Chocolate. And I just realized Napoleon Dynamite. That's what he used to call himself. And that's the great movie, the comedy movie. I never put those two together until right now. But yeah, fantastic. I think my favorite Elvis Costello album is King of America, but this might be in second place. Now, this artist, I've talked in the past about having one of her or one of the band's albums and just never being able to get into it. So I finally sold it, and that's Patti Smith's Horses. But I've still got Radio Ethiopia, which I haven't played in a long time, and my favorite, Patti Smith group, Easter. I haven't played this in probably 2 or 3 years. I've had it wanting to play it recently, but I still haven't gotten around to it, but I will. And yeah, great album. I especially love the title song Easter. And Because the Night, of course, was written by Bruce Springsteen and was a pretty big hit for her. And it's got Rock and Roll N. So yeah, great album. I have the first two albums by this fantastic artist, and this is his second album, Joe Cocker with an exclamation mark. And I have not played this in about a year. I do play it. I try and play it at least a couple of times every year, along with his debut album. And I just love his vocals. I wouldn't say forgotten, but he was such a big superstar in the late 60s and 70s. And I would love to get the Mad Dogs and Englishmen live album. I've never heard it. I might have heard bits of it, but I would like to actually buy it at some point. And I've mentioned this before, would love to get his third album, which was called, I think in the UK, it was called Something to Say. And in the US and Canada, it was just Joe Cocker. And it's kind of hard to get now. So if anybody out there finds the CD of that at a really, really low price, let me know. This band, I've got all of their albums. And this is their latest release. Well, they have one more that was kind of a compilation, but this is their last studio album from 2020. The the time's flying. And when I bought it, I was thinking, I wanted to buy it, but I was thinking it's going to be maybe good, but certainly not great. And I have not played this in probably 3 years, but still, I remember being so impressed with it. And I played it quite a bit when it came out. I just need to play it again. And I'm talking about Blue Oyster Cult. The Symbol Remains. Excellent Blue Oyster Cult album. And the final one. The only album I have of theirs, but I've had other albums of theirs in the past on vinyl and CD, but this is the only one I really think I need in my collection. It's their debut, and it's just so good. It's heavy. Later on, they were still, they would still be heavy sometimes, but it was more pop rock. Some of this is like almost hard rock or heavy rock. And I am talking about the debut album of Cheap Trick. I especially love the Ballad of TV Violence. I'm Not the Only Boy. That song is heavy. Check it out. And now I'll edit this and I'm going to just quickly rank them from but like I said, I love all of this. Okay, so just know that I think all of these albums are great. But for ranking, I will go with A Trick of the Tail at number 12. Number 11, Easter, the Patti Smith Group. Number 10, The Rascals, C. Number 9, Blue Oyster Cult, The Symbol Remains. Number 8, Procol Harum, Home. Number 7, Joe Cocker with an exclamation mark. Number 6, Chris Squire, Fish Out of Water. Number 5, Golden Earring, To the Hilt. Number 4, Lou Reed, New York. Number 3, Cheap Trick. Number 2, Blood and Chocolate. And number 1, The Moody Blues, In Search of the Lost Chord. That is it. 18 minutes. I'll have to edit this video. But anyway, I love talking about music and I love getting the feedback from my viewers. Let me know which of these albums you have and you love, and which ones you've never heard and which ones you're maybe a little interested in. And that is it. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like the video and leave a comment below and have a great day. Bye.